The screen fades in on a quiet farm at sunrise. Golden light spills over dew-soaked fields, and the faint hum of crickets gives way to birdsong. It's peaceful here, almost too peaceful. A cow lows softly in the distance as the camera pans across rows of crops bending gently under the weight of morning mist. But something feels off. There's an unease in the air, like the calm before a storm. We cut to a dimly lit barn where animals gather, their eyes wide with fear but also flickering hope. They're listening to Old Major, a boar whose voice carries both wisdom and urgency. He speaks of freedom, not just from hunger or chains, but from the tyranny of humans. Man is the only creature that consumes without producing, he declares, his words echoing through the rafters. His vision ignites a spark in every animal present. For the first time, they see themselves not as beasts of burden, but as beings worthy of dignity. Old Major dies soon after, leaving behind a dream that burns brighter than ever in the hearts of those who remain. One night, spurred by his memory, the animals rise up. They chase Mr. Jones, the drunken farmer who has neglected them for years, off the land. As dawn breaks, they stand victorious amidst the wreckage of the farmhouse. Their cries ring out, "No more masters, no more whips." This is their revolution. But revolutions are fragile things. Weeks pass, and life on the renamed animal farm hums with purpose. The commandments painted on the side of the barn glow white against the wooden walls. All animals are equal. Whatever goes upon two legs is an enemy. Boxer, the workhorse, embodies this new spirit of unity. With each swing of his massive hooves, he chants his mantra, "I will work harder." Clover, the mare, watches him with pride and worry etched into her soft features. She knows how much he sacrifices, yet she cannot bring herself to tell him to slow down. To Boxer, the farm's success is worth any price. Snowball, the pig with fire in his eyes, becomes the face of progress. He drafts plans for a windmill, a symbol of prosperity and self-sufficiency. The other animals cheer as he sketches blueprints in the dirt, his tail twitching with excitement. For a moment, it seems possible. Freedom might actually endure. Then Napoleon appears. At first, he's a shadow lurking at the edges of the frame, observing silently while Snowball takes center stage. But slowly, insidiously, he begins to assert himself. Squealer, his silver-tongued mouthpiece, spreads whispers among the sheep. Snowball's ideas are reckless. Dangerous, even. The pigs tighten their grip, convincing the others that discipline is necessary for survival. Discipline means control. Control means power. One fateful day, during a heated debate about the windmill, Napoleon unleashes his secret weapon, dogs. Savage, snarling beasts trained to obey only him. They chase Snowball off the farm, leaving the rest of the animals stunned and silent. And just like that, the balance shifts. Hope begins to sour. Months blur together. The windmill rises, but not because of collective effort. It's built on Boxer's back. Day after day, he drags stones larger than himself up the hill, ignoring the pain in his aging body. When the structure collapses one stormy night, Napoleon blames Snowball. "He sabotaged us," Squealer announces, pacing before the crowd. Fear creeps in where trust once stood. The animals nod along, desperate to believe anything that makes sense of their hardship. Meanwhile, the pigs grow fatter. They move into the farmhouse, drink alcohol, and sleep in beds. At night, when everyone else is asleep, they rewrite the commandments. Words vanish, replaced by lies. No animal shall kill another animal, gains an addendum, without cause. The hens notice. So does Benjamin, the cynical donkey who sees everything but says nothing. But what can they do? Resistance feels futile now. The betrayal deepens when Boxer collapses. Exhaustion finally claims him, and the animals gather around, hearts breaking. They expect compassion from Napoleon, some acknowledgement of Boxer's sacrifice. Instead, a van arrives. Its sides bear the logo of a glue factory. The animals watch in horror as their hero is taken away. Clover presses her nose to the fence, tears streaming down her face. "They said he'd get treatment," she whispers, her voice trembling. "They promised." Squealer later insists the van was repurposed, that Boxer received the best care money could buy. Some animals believe him, others don't. Either way, the truth doesn't matter anymore. What remains is emptiness. Winter sets in harsh and unforgiving. Food grows scarce, but the pigs feast inside the farmhouse. The commandments fade further until only one remains. All animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. It's a cruel joke, written in bold letters that mock the ideals they once fought for. The animals trudge through the snow, hollow-eyed and defeated. Even the sheep fall silent, their bleating reduced to a dull murmur. In the final moments of Part 1, we see Clover staring into the farmhouse window. Inside, the pigs sit at a long table, laughing and drinking with human farmers. Their faces blur together, pig and man indistinguishable. Clover steps back, her reflection catching in the glass. Her eyes fill with tears, not of sadness, but of realization. Something has been lost forever. Something irreplaceable. The screen cuts to black. Silence. The silence from the end of Part 1 lingers, heavy and suffocating. When the screen fades back in, we're met with a close-up of Clover's face. Her eyes are bloodshot, her breath shallow. She looks older than she should, worn down by years of broken promises and stolen hope. Behind her, the farmhouse glows warmly, a cruel contrast to the icy despair that grips the rest of the farm. Clover turns away from the window and walks slowly toward the barn. The wind whistles through the skeletal trees, carrying with it the faint sound of laughter from inside the house. As she moves, the camera follows her gaze, lingering on details that tell their own story. Cracked troughs where food used to be plentiful, rusted tools abandoned in the fields, and the crumbling remains of the windmill, a monument to wasted effort. Inside the barn, the animals huddle together for warmth. Their breath forms clouds in the freezing air. Benjamin sits apart, his ears drooping as he stares at the floor. He knows what Clover is about to say before she says it. "They've become them," Clover whispers, her voice barely audible over the creaking wood of the barn. "The pigs, they're no different from the humans." No one argues. No one can. The truth hangs in the air like a noose. The days grow darker, both literally and figuratively. Snow blankets the ground, burying whatever scraps of rebellion might have remained. One morning, the animals awaken to find the name of the farm changed again. It's simply Manor Farm now, its original title restored. The pigs announce this casually, as if renaming the land erases all memory of what came before. And perhaps it does. Memory, after all, is fragile when there's no one left to fight for it. Squealer continues his work, weaving lies so seamlessly that even those who doubt him begin to question their own sanity. "Progress requires sacrifice," he says, standing atop a pile of grain sacks meant for sale. "Leadership demands responsibility." The words feel hollow, but repetition dulls the sting of betrayal. Over time, the animals stop questioning altogether. What's the point? The pigs control everything. The food, the rules, the narrative. Resistance feels less like defiance and more like suicide. One evening, during a rare moment of quiet, Benjamin approaches Clover. His usual cynicism has softened into something almost tender. "I told you," he says, his voice low. "Things never really change. Just the faces." Clover doesn't respond. Instead, she nudges him gently, urging him to look out the barn door. Beyond it, the windmill looms against the gray sky, its silhouette jagged and incomplete. For all the suffering it caused, it still stands, a testament to dreams turned into dust. Spring arrives, bringing with it a false sense of renewal. The snow melts, revealing patches of green beneath. But the animals know better than to trust appearances. They've seen how easily beauty can mask decay. On a sunny afternoon, Napoleon invites neighboring farmers to tour the farm. The humans arrive dressed in suits and hats, laughing loudly as they inspect the crops and livestock. The animals watch from afar, their expressions unreadable. To the humans, they're just dumb beasts, incapable of thought or emotion. But the camera zooms in on their faces, one by one, and we see the weight of understanding pressing down on them. They know they've been betrayed. Not just by the pigs, but by themselves. By their willingness to believe, to hope, to trust. During the feast that follows, the pigs and humans toast each other with raised glasses. To progress, they shout, clinking crystal against crystal. Outside, the animals press their noses to the windows, watching as their leaders drink and gamble and laugh. At one point, a pig spills wine on the tablecloth, and a human pats him on the back, saying, "Accidents happen." The line between species blurs completely. Greed and corruption unite them in ways idealism never could. As night falls, the party winds down. The humans leave, stumbling slightly as they climb into their cars. Inside the farmhouse, the pigs slump into chairs, bloated and drunk. The camera pulls back, showing the entire scene from above. Then it pans outward, past the fence, past the fields, until the farm is nothing more than a speck in the vast countryside. The final shot returns to Clover. She stands alone in the middle of the pasture, her head bowed. Around her, the younger animals graze, oblivious to the history etched into every blade of grass. They don't know about Old Major's speech, or Snowball's dream, or Boxer's sacrifice. To them, the world has always been this way. Clover lifts her head and lets out a soft neigh, a sound so quiet it's almost imperceptible. It's not anger or defiance. It's resignation. Acceptance. The screen fades to black once more, leaving only the echo of her cry. Feel like you're meant for more, but don't know how to get there? You're not alone. Every success story starts with doubt and a spark. The Self-Made Millionaire, Zero to Wealth isn't just a book. It's your roadmap to purpose, confidence, and success, built on real lessons from real millionaires. One reader said, "It didn't feel like a book. It felt like my future talking to me." Inside, you'll find the exact mindset and principles used by the world's most successful people. No fluff, just real, life-changing wisdom. Ready to take the first step? Get it 100% free. Just subscribe and comment "book" below.